You're responsible. Guys, happy morning!
Happy morning, sir.
3 months down the line, there is an exam, a big target for all of you. And right now, if I say happy morning, definitely you will not be happy because there would definitely be a stress of exam. When I was of your age, when your teachers were of your age, we have experienced the same. We were also having a goal that in the exam, we will have to do the best. No questions asked. In the class, we will have to be the topmost. No questions asked. This was always our goal. How did we set our goal? Every time we completed a particular standard. I'll take up an example of 8th standard. When you completed 8, you know you completed 8 after you saw the result. When all of you saw the result, you somewhere deep inside felt this result is not mine. ನಾನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಓದಿದ್ರೆ, if I would have really put hard work, I would have seen my percentage much higher than what it is right now. And somewhere inside, your mind tells you, I don't want to be here, I want to be in the topmost. This is everybody's vision when they are looking at the result sheet. Nobody wants to say that I should be at the last. Everybody wants to be at the first. But why is that everybody cannot be at the first? Today the topic that was given to me is goal settings and goal achievement. Okay, can you write down? Goal setting and goal achievement. You put today's date, 3rd of February 2025, and you put a heading, goal setting and goal achievement. First we are going to set a goal and then we are going to look at how do I achieve it. Right now as an academic student, 10th standard students, your goal is, can I actually score 100% in each and every subject? See, goal has to be very big. Do not actually bargain when you are defining a goal. Your target has to be the highest. In 100, if at all the total marks allotted to max is 100, what is the highest? 100. So set your goal for 100. In science, if the total marks is 100, what should be your set goal? It has to be 100. When you are setting a goal, do not look at how is it possible, when, who is going to help me. No, these conditions are not going to be asked. When you decide the goal, when you saw the result, you are very clear, this is where I want to stand, and you had made up your mind, I am going to stand there. And you also told yourself, next year I will not be the same person. Next year, once the school starts, I am going to be a person who is going to dedicate my entire time into studies only. First day I will go to school much early. After the first class is over, whatever was done in the first class, between the first class and the second class, I will do a lot of revision and I will get ready for the second class. Once the second class is over, between the second and the third, without wasting any time, I will prepare the notes. I will do one more revision of the first and second. All this planning is going on because you saw the result and you told and you set a goal, I want to be the topmost. But after you decide I want to be the topmost, something has to be consistently done. But most of the time ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೀವು consistently ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. That is what we say one of the biggest hindrances in achieving the goal. We will take a few examples. Always remember, if you set a goal, you will have to work unconditionally until and unless it is going to be achieved. Nothing should come between you and the goal. But most of the time, there are certain things which may come. We will try to understand that and we will try to take the flow in a manner so that you will overcome those problems. Now everything decided, you saw the result, 8th standard students saw your 7th standard result and you told in 8th I should be the topper. 8th standard students saw the result and you told in 9th I should be the topmost. 9th standard students have already decided that in 10th when the result comes, I should be the topmost. Once this decision is made, our mind plans itself and it says, next year I am going to be a serious student. I know I wasn't waking up early in the morning. From next year, I will see to it, I will wake up early in the morning as early as 4 o'clock. Why? Because somebody told. Before the sun rises and after the sun rises, it is called as Brahma Muhurta or Brahma Muhurta. The energy level in that particular time is very high. What does that mean is, with little efforts you can get maximum benefit. On the other times, when you will have to put lot of efforts also, you will get very negligible benefits. So, Purana says, Vedas says that if at all you can invest your time early in the morning before the sun rises and after the sun rises, and if you can do the most important job of your life, your job is studies. If I can do the most important job of my life, that is studying, it can reflect on the results and I will definitely achieve what my goal was. So this has to be defined. Always remember this timings, that means from 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, these are called as the most sacred years of human life. When I say we are born and we know that we are going to die, we will call it as a BCD living. Please write down the next statement. BCD living. BCD living. And before that, after that, please write down Brahma Muhurta or Brahma Muhurta. Because at the end of the session, you should know what were the important points that I highlighted in today's session. So, Brahma Muhurta we spoke. In the same manner, this particular age of all of yours is called as Brahmi age. That means the most important age of your life. Whatever the decision you take up right now and how you plan yourself, this is going to decide where your destination is going to be. So, we were speaking of BCD way of living. What did we call? BCD. B stands for beginning or birth. Please write down. B stands for beginning or birth. Your birth has already happened. The beginning has already happened. 8th standard beginning has happened. Your 8th standard will end with the 8th standard exam. Your 9th standard will end with a 9th standard exam. Your 10th standard will end with a 10th standard exam. Right now your goal is your 8th exam, 9th exam or 10th exam, depending on which class you are. So the destination is already fixed. Beginning has happened. Destination is fixed. But for the destination to reach, for that goal to reach, that you should be the topmost, whatever is your C, right kind of choices have to be made. C stands for choices. B is the beginning, D is the destination, C is the choices. If you are going to make the right kind of choices, that destination is going to be yours. Always remember, the destination is already fixed. You should see to it you reach there. Here the destination is being the topmost in your 8th or 9th or 10th. Now we will come back. What were those hurdles which did not allow you to reach this goals? We will speak from that perspective. What was the hurdle? Now when you saw your 7th result, 8th result, 9th result, because all of you have seen these results, something deep inside told I should be the topmost. You already decided between the first class and second class I will do like this. You already decided early in the morning during the Brahmi Muhurta I am going to study. All this decision is made. Now the first day of school starts. The alarm is already fixed at 4 o'clock because you had already promised. You told your mom also, Mama, from tomorrow, ನಾನು 4 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಎದ್ದೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ already decide ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Please wake me up at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock? The alarm rings. Do you wake up? No. You will just postpone, procrastinate and say, Mummy, instead of 4 o'clock, I'll definitely get up at 5 o'clock. What exactly happened there? You wanted to start something at a particular time, keeping the goal. Because it was already decided to reach that goal, I should start investing time on my studies. For that, the first thing what we decided is early morning is Brahmi Muhurta, that is the time I am going to get up. And when the right time came, you told yourself, today is the first day of class, there is nothing to study, from tomorrow definitely I will get up. So what did you do? You got a starting point, but when you are about to start that, you pushed it, that is called as procrastination. The biggest problem in you and even in us is starting trouble and procrastination. Please write down. Point number 1, starting trouble. Point number 1, ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ on the top, please write down the heading, hurdles hurdles, H-U-R-D-L-E-S, hurdles that would come, hurdles that would come during the achievement of my goals. Hurdles that would come during the achievement of my goals. The first one is starting trouble. The first one is starting trouble. And the second one is procrastination. Means postponing. Procrastination. P-R-O-C-A-S-T-I-N-A-T-I-O-N. Or postponing. P-O-S-T-P-O-N-I-N-G. Postponing things. Other kelgade, just below that procrastination and postponing, please write down living with the problem. Living with the problem. Next, write down stress. S-T-R-E-S-S, stress. And the last one you will write down giving up. Giving up attitude. Okay, all of you look at me if you are finished. Now, how this is going to come in your life on a daily basis? The alarm rings, you are supposed to get up. Immediately there is a starting trouble. You procrastinate and say, I will get up after some time. When your mom calls after some time also, you push it again and say, Mama, I will get up at 5 o'clock only. And when 5 o'clock comes, when your mom wakes you up, again you get into that starting trouble and you procrastinate and say, Mama, today there is nothing to study. From tomorrow, I will 100% get up, and you did what is called as postponing. This is the first. You came to school. What did you decide when you saw the result? First day, whatever the teacher does, between the first period and second period, you will finish the revision. As it was first day, the school teacher is going to only take for 45% of the timings. Maybe if it is 1 hour, she will take for half an hour or 40 minutes. And she will say, today is the first class, so I don't want to take for the complete 1 hour. I want you to relax. Relax. Immediately your mind says, no, I will have to do the notes preparation. You pick up the pen, and when you are about to start writing, everybody is looking at you, something deep inside says, first period only, why do you want to write? Starting trouble? What you will say? In order to make you feel comfortable, you will say, first period you need not write. Next class, anyway, you can do both the things. What did you do? You procrastinated. Next period comes, it was maths. Maths also was done for half an hour, and the teacher says, it is first day, let me not occupy you for the complete 1 hour. You can do whatever you want, or you can revise whatever I have done. Instead of revising, you keep talking to each other, and something deep inside says, I was supposed to prepare. When you pick up a pen and you really want to prepare, something says, I'm not saying don't do it. Instead of this period, anyway lunch break is there for 1 hour. Na? Finish up the lunch in 10 minutes and you do the revision of first class, second class, third class. So what happened? You again, a starting trouble came, you procrastinated, and you fixed up one more starting time. Again you procrastinated, you fixed up one more starting time. What is happening? You are getting into a vicious cycle. ಒಂದು ಸುಳಿಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕದಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಸತಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟೈಮ್ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಇದು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೈಕಲ್ ತರ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದು. ಏನೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಆ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟೈಮ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಆ ಟೈಮಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್. This will continue in every work what you do. Today your teacher has done a very difficult chapter, and it is a very important chapter for exam. So the teacher decides, if at all my students are going to write it 3 times, it will definitely make them understand. Always remember, to achieve the goal, you should be smart people. What I mean by smart is, there are 3 kinds of learnings. People who learn actually looking at things. These people are called as visual people. They see and they understand. There are other set of people who need to listen multiple times and then understand. These are called as auditory people. And the third set is those who are called as kinesthetic. That means they will have to write, only then they will understand. kinesthetic or little slow learners. Until and unless they don't write it, they will never be able to understand. So the teacher decides the best assignment could be asking them to write 3 times, because the chapter is very important from the examination point of view, and the chapter is quite difficult compared to all other chapters. So the assignment is given. What was the objective? The teacher's objective was also your goal. What was your goal? Topper. Once the teacher has given you the assignment, what should you do? You should go home religiously, pick up the time and start preparing. What do you do? The first day, Monday it was given, and she told Saturday she is going to collect it from you. She has given you 6 days. But you should not wait for 6 days. You should go today only, write it 3 times. Why do you only write it 3 times? Write it 4-5 times. Because the purpose is not to actually justify what your teacher has done or to satisfy her. The purpose was just to see to it you understand the subject. After you have understood the subject, you should be able to remember the subject in the exam, and you should be able to write. But what happens? You push it to tomorrow. Hey, tomorrow I will do. When the tomorrow comes, you again push it to tomorrow. Like even in this first day's activity, afternoon lunch break, do you really study? When you are about to study, after completing your lunch, everybody is playing, everybody is looking at you, and immediately you decide, no, it is not working. Once for all in the evening, I will go home and I will do all the revision. And once you go in the evening and you start deciding, I think today I was not able to start, definitely I'll start tomorrow. So you pushed it to tomorrow. And when the tomorrow comes, you will say, tomorrow is not working. Next Monday, I will seriously start studying. You push it to Monday. And when that Monday comes, Monday is not working. Next month first, I will seriously start studying. And you push it to next month first. Normal things you do. But something which could push you to the topmost, that you are not able to do. Why? You are getting into procrastination. You are not telling, I am not going to do. I will do, but instead of Monday, I will do next Monday. When you have pushed it next Monday, that is not working. You say, next month first, 100% I will start. And few of you were waiting. Last academic year, if you remember, once Dasara comes, I will seriously start studying. And few of you, when Dasara came, once Christmas comes, I'll seriously start studying. Christmas also came. Then you told, once New Year comes, I will seriously start studying. New Year also has come. Now few of you are waiting. Let Shivratri come. That day onwards till the exam, I will seriously study. But practically what is happening here? You are getting into that vicious cycle of postponing, and you will start living with this problem. When you start living with this problem, are you comfortable? No, that leads to stress. Actually, what is the definition of stress? Stress is nothing but the gap between when I should have done it, ultimately when I do it. First class, after the teacher has told you, take all the precautions to see to it you are not diverted, and you are going to sit with lot of conviction and you are going to prepare the notes. People are asking, what are you doing? I am preparing notes. Why? I want to be the topmost. They will laugh. It's okay. People laughed at a lot of people. But still, they became what they became because they did not live their life for others' convenience. They lived their life for their own conviction. A simple chai wala lived his life for his conviction, and he becomes the greatest prime minister. Who is he? Narendra Modi. A tribal woman. Who are tribals? Who live somewhere deep in the forest. Their pet animals are not pet animals. Their pet animals are wild animals. Deep in the forest, those people who live, they are called as cannibals. From there, she decides, my beginning is the cannibal, but my destination, I am not going to live as a cannibal and die as a cannibal. My beginning is chaiwala. I will not remain as a chaiwala and die as a chaiwala. A fisherman's son. I am born to a fisherman. I will not live as a fisherman and I am not going to die as a fisherman. Beginning is God's gift. It's been given to all of us in equal. You go and ask Tendulkar. Tendulkar came out of with mom's womb with the cricket bat. Hey, look, Tendulkar is coming. No. He and you, all of us are born equals. The greatest gift God has given every one of us is all of us are born equal. The return gift that we will have to give it to God is, can I choose the destination where God will be proud of His creation? Actually, you're the most selected masterpieces of the God. Because Manushya Janma is given after so many such births of other species, you're being chosen to actually be born as a human. You could have been born as an insect, an animal, a bird, a fish, or a microorganism which is not even visible for our naked eye. If God has chosen you and He has given you a gift as a human, that means He knows what a masterpiece you are. But you should actually bring out that masterpiece in you. If you start keeping on getting into starting trouble, then keeping on procrastinating and keeping on living with the problem and ultimately experiencing stress. What is steady stress? If everything is steady, where is stress? Today if the teacher says, I'll give you the test. Yes ma'am, we are ready. Why? I've already prepared for everything. No ma'am, I need time. Why? I'm not prepared. When you're prepared, there is no stress. Assignment was given. What should be your objective? Go today, write it. Your only vision and goal has to be every minute that you spend, ask yourself, is your goal? What is the objective of what I am doing right now? The choice, what I am executing right now, is it taking me very close to the goal? That should be your thinking every moment of from now till the exam. Yes, it is taking me very close. Then do that. No, I will watch Anmantu win Big Boss. Will that take you very close to your exam? No, then I will not. And just because you have not watched Big Boss, it is not going to declare, no, Anmantu cannot be a winner because Sunrise School, one of the students has not watched Big Boss. No, nobody will come to such conclusion. You watching that will be your waste of time, not their waste of time. Your focus has to be you and the exam, nothing else should come between you. Deepavali? No, Deepavali can be celebrated later. Right now, my focus has to be only on exam. New Year can be celebrated later. Right now, my focus has to be on the exam. Why? Because these years, from 15 to 21, these are called as most sacred living years of your entire life. You can bring it in a pure manner saying, these are sacred Brahma years of your or Brahmi years of your entire life. Ye Brahmi years only, the kind of right efforts that you are going to put, the right kind of right choices that you are going to execute will decide whether the Chaiwala is going to become a prime minister or a tribal woman will become a president. Whom am I talking about? Draupadi Murmu. Or a fisherman's son becomes the greatest astronaut. Abdul Kalam. People could have told Abdul, why did you study? Your father is a fisherman. You should have lived as a fisherman and died as a fisherman. He told, no, nothing doing. I have decided this is my destination. God never rejects anybody's destination. Again, I am telling you, God never rejects anybody's destination. You reject it yourself. Did God come and tell you, no, you cannot achieve 100 out of 100? No. You have only decided. When the first test score was less, you decided, I think 90 I cannot score. 80 I will definitely score. Because 80 is your average score, what you have been doing all these years. Did God come and say 90 is not possible? No. You yourself told 90 is not possible to me. Again I am saying the greatest dushman of you, in pure Hindi if I ask, dushman kahan hai? Dushman, you say, bagal mein hai. Can you repeat it? Dushman kahan hai? Question and answer. Dushman kahan hai?
Dushman bagal mein.
Okay. But let me say, दुश्मन बगल में नहीं है, दुश्मन अंदर है. If you are not successful, it is not because of the neighbor or because of the bagal wala. If you are not successful, it is not because of the mother or because of the father. Tribal women, whoever Draupadi Murmu's fathers were tribals only. They wouldn't have ever imagined that our daughter is going to be the first citizen of India. And it was something she decided. Your destination, who is responsible? You are responsible. Your neighbor is not responsible. Your teachers are also not responsible. Your parents are also not responsible. But we can act as ladders to see to it you reach the success. We can give you certain points. We can give you certain tricks. Right now what I am doing is the same. And again I am saying you, दुश्मन कहाँ है? And always answer yourself, दुश्मन बगल में नहीं है, दुश्मन अंदर है. That means you are a दुश्मन to yourself if you don't make the right choices. And दोस्त कहाँ है? दोस्त भी बगल में नहीं है, दोस्त भी अंदर ही है. Can you be a good friend to yourself so that you become that chai wala who will go to become a prime minister? Can you become that tribal woman's right choices you can make so that she becomes the president? Can you become that Abdul Kalam, son of a fisherman who becomes a scientist and president? Or can you become the Thomas Alva Edison, a little slow and a little mentally slow student who was thrown out of the school? He decides that if the school has thrown me out of the school, that doesn't mean that I am not smart. Our mother says you are the most smartest. With that, today we have 1,500 inventions that he has done. If computers have come today, it was because of that small bulb what he actually manufactured or he invented during his younger days. So, nothing is impossible in life. Everything is possible. But you should work with the right kind of choices. Assignment was given. What should you do? You should go today, simply write the assignment so that you understand. What do? You postpone it to tomorrow. And when the tomorrow comes, you again postpone it to tomorrow. And when you keep on postponing it to tomorrow, starting trouble, procrastination, and you are living with that problem. Every time you see the maths teacher, oh, I have not written the assignment. No, anyway 2 days is there. And next day, oh, I have not written the assignment. Anyway 1 day is there. Last day you go and you anyhow complete the assignment, writing it 3 times. But when you do the last day finishing of assignment, your objective has changed. Your goal has changed. Earlier your goal was my exam I should understand so that it helps me in the exam. Right now you are writing because you know tomorrow if I don't give it to ma'am, she is going to scold me. But will you understand and write? No, you will scribble and complete it because your objective is only completion. So choices that you execute was wrong here. How will God help you when you make the wrong choices? God can help you in every choice that you make. If you say 80 is not possible, 70 only, God will say, your wish is my command, my dear loving son. It shall be given. God is like a genie. What does the genie do? I rub a magic lamp. What does the genie do? The genie appears and what does the genie say? Your wish is my command, master. What do you want? Can you repeat? Your wish is my command, master. What do you want? We say in Vedas, there are angels and devils which are coexisting in this place, right now in this place. Whenever I throw a small wish, immediately you will not know the angels or the genie or so-called devatas. Immediately they will come and say, your wish is my command, son and daughter or master, it shall be fulfilled. God will say, your wish is my command, my little daughter, my loving daughter, your wish shall be fulfilled. It was your wish you wanted 90 and 95, it will be fulfilled. Slowly when the results start come and down and down and down, you say 80 is not going to be possible. Definitely I will score 70. Then again the genie will come and say, your wish is my command, master, your 70% will be fulfilled. After a few days, you know you have not studied as much as you studied in 8th standard and slowly you start telling yourself, if I get 65, what is wrong? I will definitely get 65. And again the genie will come, your wish is my command, master, you shall score 65. Did God came and he changed the choices? No, the choices was changed by you. So, if you want the right destination to be reached, the choices has to be right. The choice will decide what destination you are going to reach. So, it is very important you execute the right kind of choices. So, this is actually called as stress. Why? Because you did not do something which you were supposed to do on that particular day. The gap between when it was supposed to be done and ultimately when it was done, that is actually called as stress. That is actually eating you again and again, right now also. If you would have completed revision of all the subjects at least 3-4 times, if tomorrow if they announce a preparatory, will you be worried? No. Why? Because you have finished everything on that particular time at that particular day. That's the beauty of it. So, this leads to what is called as giving up attitude. So, what did we write? The first one what we wrote was starting trouble. And the second point what we wrote was procrastination. or postponing. And the third one?
Living with
So
problems.
this leads to living with the problem. Living with the problem leads to stress. And stress leads to giving up. That means your destination, what was 80%, will be brought to 75%. Why? It is convenience. To reach 90, it is conviction. Ask yourself, are you wanting to live your life out of convenience, or do you want to live a life out of conviction? When you want to live a life out of conviction, results will pour. When you want to live a life out of convenience, results will not pour. Why? Because you are looking for the comfort zone. You are looking for a convenience. Getting up early in the morning, is it pleasurable or pain? Pleasurable. So getting up is painful. Sleeping is pleasurable. So you don't want to get up. Writing 3 times, is it pleasurable or pain? It is definitely painful. You are not ready to do that painful act. Every choice has 2 kinds of emotions associated. One is pleasure, one more is pain. Can you write down? Every choice is associated with 2 emotions. Every choice is associated with 2 emotions. Pleasure and pain. Pleasure and pain. And pain. Pleasure ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಏನೋ ತರ ಖುಷಿ ಕೊಡೋದು. Okay, pain ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕಷ್ಟ. That is what we say, pain. So always remember that there is a second line. Initial pain gives you permanent pleasure. Initial pain gives you permanent pleasure, and initial pleasure gives you permanent pain. Initial pleasure gives you permanent pain, and initial pain gives you permanent pleasure. Okay, all of you look here. See, whatever is initially painful, please believe me, it is going to give you a permanent pleasure. All the 9th standard students, whatever is the past, I don't know. From today, if you decide, tomorrow by 4 o'clock, by hook or crook, I am going to get up at 4 and I am going to study during the Brahma Muhurta, and I am going to religiously follow. I know I need sleep. It is going to be a little painful to get up in that sleep and then start studying, but I shall do it irrespective of, and you start doing it from tomorrow, and it is painful, it is painful, it is painful, it is painful. The moment the exam comes and the moment the result comes, you will get a permanent pleasurable experience. Why? Because you achieved the goal what you achieved. But initially, no, I don't want to wake up and you sleep, I don't want to wake up and you sleep, I don't want to wake up and you sleep. You would have enjoyed the sleep, but your 10th standard or a 8th standard or a 7th standard result will keep haunting you for the entire year, and 10th standard for your entire life. Because remember, 10th standard is the most important first turning point of your life. Today you want to work in Infosys, your 10th result is also equally important. 7th and 8th, they may not look into it, but 10th is very, very important. If you have really put lot of efforts and taken lot of pain to study, to write, to write, and when you have done it very religiously for a very long time, and when the results come, you will have a pleasure which you will enjoy it for your entire lifetime. So, whatever is initially painful will give you permanent pleasure. And whatever is initially pleasurable, that will give you permanent pain. Now, every day I want to watch this serial. Yes, it is pleasurable. But your objective is, your goal is topmost in the exam. But when you are investing your time on serials, when you are investing your time on social media, when you are investing your time on gossiping, when you are investing your time on celebration of festivals, when you are investing your time on what is called as marriages of your aunts and uncles, whomsoever, what happens? Now those are all pleasurable. Definitely yes, I enjoyed in the party, I enjoyed the TV serial, I enjoyed the marriage celebration, I enjoyed the reception, I enjoyed the festival. Oh yes, lot of pleasurable things will come. And once your results are announced, you will have a permanent pain for your lifetime because there is no second 10th standard in your life. Again, I am repeating, there is never a second 10th standard in your life. It comes once and it is once only. When you make a re-attempt, we always say, you made a second attempt and you got through, na? Oh, that's good. So it is never going to be the first attempt again. So never miss this opportunity. Make the right kind of choices. So what should I do? Yes, I have understood I should not get into starting trouble. So what should I do? If the alarm rings at 4 o'clock, I should immediately get up at 4 o'clock. If I want to bring down the stress, what is the only solution? The stress can be brought down by actually bringing down the time between actually when you did it and when you are supposed to do it. If the alarm rings at 5 o'clock, exactly at 5 o'clock when you get up, there is no stress. You are finished that day itself. Today something was done, you go home, today only you complete up the assignment. And you do once more and once more because you want to get marks. Ma'am has told 3 times. If ma'am has told 3 times, there will be a reason I will do it 6 times. Only then a Chaiwala can become a prime minister. Only then a tribal woman can become the greatest president. Only then a mentally retarded Thomas Alva Edison, a scientist. And it was only because they took up pain voluntarily by doing more hard work than anybody else, and the result you can see there. You also should follow the same routine. If you follow, results of positivity will definitely pour. And this has to be taken as a conviction and you should leave. And always remember, there are 2 kinds of thought process that comes when you make a choice. Choice ಮಾಡುವಾಗ we spoke about pleasure and pain. And right now we are also going to speak about willingness and non-willingness. Please write down difference between willingness. Willingness is ನಾನು ಮಾಡೇ ತೀರ್ತೀನಿ. I want to do it. I will do it. Non-willingness is I don't want to do it. Willingness and non-willingness. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು particular chapter ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. When you don't understand that particular chapter, what is the solution? Go to your teacher. Shashtanga or Namaskar Akpita, you tell, I want a repetition of this ma'am. She will be happy to do it. You will never find a teacher who will say, I don't want to do a repetition. They will be happy to do a repetition. Yes, you take as many repetition classes as possible until you understand. Will they say no? No. But are you ready to go and do that? Your willingness is, why should I go and request her? I don't want to request. That means, she should assume constantly that my pet student will come and he will ask me. Before he will ask, I will only go and ask him. Yes, you had a problem with the second chapter, no? Ma'am, how did you know? You came in my dream. Ganesha came and he told. And I will do that lesson again. That will not happen. If you want, you should go. Who is the dost? You only. Who is the dushman? Here you are the dushman. Go. Ma'am, I am very sorry, I did not understand this chapter. Can you repeat it for me? She will be happy. If I cannot do it in the class, you come after the class. In 15 minutes, I am going to wrap up. Now, are you willing or are you not willing? When there is willingness, solutions will be born. What you will do, somewhere you will catch hold of the teacher and you will get a solution. Why? There is a strong willingness, I want to do it. When there is non-willingness, excuses are born. Why should I go and ask? She should automatically assume and she should start repeating the chapters. Non-willingness, solutions won't be born. Non-willingness, excuse will be born. I don't want to get up at 4 o'clock. You start calculating. Somewhere in the book they have told 8 hours of sleep is required. That is for dead bodies, not for living bodies. So you look for non-willingness means excuses. I don't say excuses is a wrong. Excuses is definitely a truth, but it is in a wrong place. Why? Because there was no strong willingness. So there is one more beautiful phrase. Where there is a will, there is a way. Can you write down? Where there is a will. Can you repeat it 3 times? Where there is a will, there is a way. Repeat it 3 times. Where there is a will, there is a way. Again. Where there is a will, there is a way. Again.
Where there is a will, there is a way.
Where there is a will, there is a way. Again.
Where there is a will, there is a way.
Again.
Where there is a will, there is a way.
Like this. Where there is a will, there is a way. No, it is not like that. There is always a way. Do you have the will? Sunrise school alli max alli 100 out of 100 ತಗೊಂಡ ಪಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Already our choose agidare means they have already achieved it. That means there is a way. But do you have the will? Max alli 100 out of 100 Sunrise X student has got. Science alli 100 out of 100 they have got. Kannadalli 100 out of 100 or 150 out of 150 they have got. Even in Hindi 50 out of 50 they have got. That means 100% result in all the subjects one or the other student has already taken. That means there is always a way. Do you have the will? Please write down. There is always a way. Do you have the will? Can you repeat it? There is always a way. Do you have the will? Repeat.
There is always a way.
Do you have the will? There is always a way. Sunrise X students have taken these marks. And rank also has come. That means there is always a way. Do you guys have a will? No. Why? Willingness and non-willingness. Willingness will look for solutions. Non-willingness will look for excuses. So, try to understand excuses versus solutions. Write down that. At home, it will make you understand what was the purpose of this topic. Excuses versus solutions. I am not understanding a particular subject. I have a strong willingness I want to understand. Solutions will be born. Some aunt of yours, some uncle of yours, but you will have to go and share. If you don't share, people will not presume that you know and you are expecting something. You will have to go and communicate. That willingness should be there. They may feel good, they may feel bad. That should not matter. I am not understanding this subject. Go to your aunt, go to your uncle who is quite more educated than you. If your teacher is not accessible at that particular moment because it is study holidays and the teacher is nowhere available, go to your aunt. Aunt, I am not getting this. Please help me out. Or tell your mom, Mama, one chapter is there. I am not getting it. Can you? Nange gottagtilla ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು? People will come with solutions. Why? You are expressing your difficulty. Even God will bring a solution. Why? You have run and the genie has come and you have told, nange chapter artha agtilla. Do something. I want to understand. Nange chapter artha agtilla, but I don't want a solution. Excuse saku. So 70 marks na I'll bring it to 65. Convenience. Because looking for a teacher, working very hard, getting solution, writing it 100 times, and then looking for solution, it does not work. And always remember the confidence that you hold right now that can define your journey. The confidence is the most important part. If a chai wala has become what he has become, it was only because of this confidence. If that Draupadi Murmu as a tribal woman, if she has become what she has become, it is only because of that confidence. Your confidence will be shaken. People will shake. And you should be able to hold on to that confidence irrespective of, in spite of. When you can hold on to that, results will automatically pour. So don't allow anybody to get into between you and the goal and stop you from achieving that goal. Because people are there to pull your leg. People are there to put hindrance. People are there to put resistance. With all that hindrance, with all the difficulties, with all that resistance, when you actually face the goal and you achieve the goal, that is when you feel, wow, I did it. And you have to do only few simple things. Why confidence building is so important, I'll tell you. We will go back to the same story of the Thomas Alva Edison. See, Thomas Alva Edison, when you go through his autobiography, he was born to a very poor family. And the mother was the whole and soul breadwinner of that family, and it was only between mother and son. That is how his entire childhood is being projected. When Thomas Alva Edison was around 4.5 to 5 years, approximately, that is the time when they will be given admission in the school. When he went for a school for admission, you should speak something, at least letters, identifying colors. Something has to be spoken. But Thomas Alva Edison was not actually capable of even speaking because he was a slow learner. His mind was slowly and very slowly developing. So when he went to the interview in the sense before the principal could say yes, there will be a teachers who will analyze the student. If he is good enough, if she is good enough, they will take the child, or they say you come next year, he needs a little bit of preparation, you prepare and come next year. But when Thomas came, they told at least he needs 3 years because he is looking very slow. He is 4.5 or 5 years. He is just now, his reaction is like a 2.5-year-old. He has to speak, he has to remember few things, he has to read few things, he has to identify few colors. So why don't you come after 2-3 years? Mother patiently waited for 2-3 years, and then she went to the same school, and the same teacher who took up that interview was the same. He told, okay, I will request the principal, but please wait, let me have a talk. Because even at the age of 7.5, Thomas Alva was not that good. He was nowhere comparable to a first standard student also. Knowing that the teacher wanted to take him because she never wanted the child to feel offended that a school is not giving him admission, she goes up to the principal and she requests her, on my strength, I'm just asking you, can you please take him? I will see if I can manage him for 15 days and if he can cope up with the first standard student. The principal says, okay, but I don't want any complaint from any other teachers. It so happened Thomas started attending the school and he was very happy, but he was very, very slow. And he also knew that he is not as good as compared to others. And after 15 days, all the teachers went up to the principal and he told, there is one student called Thomas, I think he is finding it very difficult to cope up. He should be put to a special school where they handle these kind of students who are very, very slow in learning, who are little mentally down or mentally slow. So for them there is a special school and we call such students as special childs. So the principal wanted to convey this to Thomas, but he thought that won't be a right manner to convey it to him. He calls Thomas and he says to Thomas, can you ask your mom to come? Thomas told, no sir, mom is working, she will only come in the evening. What is it, you tell me only sir. Then he says, nothing, from tomorrow you need not come to school, here is a letter. I am just giving you. Why I should not come to the school? I have written in the letter. Ask your mother, she will read it for you. I think you should do something else. I have written all the details in the letter. You ask your mom and please hand over this letter to your mom. You need not come from tomorrow to the school. After hearing these words, he was with tears because he wanted to go to school. Ask us. If stomachache comes to your brother, you will assume stomachache has come to you also and you will say, I don't want to go to school today. And if your neighbor is getting married, you say, Mama, aur matlab nanu bartine. So that way we always look for excuse that I don't want to go to a school, and here was a boy who wanted to go to school and he was crying because he was sent out of the school. The mother, as she comes from work, she sees he is crying and he asks, what happened in the school? The principal called me and he gave me this letter and he told, from tomorrow I did not come to the school. He told, why you should not go to the school from tomorrow? Nothing like that. Okay, then she opens the letter. She's with tears. Somehow she wipes the tear because she doesn't want her son to feel that she's crying. So with a smile in her face, and she comes and she taps, Thomas, you are one of the best students it seems, yeah? Is it so, Mama? Then why I am not allowed to go to school? I'll read the letter, you will understand. And she reads the letter. To the parents of Thomas Alva Edison, your son is a genius student. He is so genius that he cannot be allowed to attend with normal students like this. That way he will not be able to learn to the extreme level what he is expecting to learn. So I sincerely request either you teach him personally or you put him into a school where only geniuses are taught. Yours lovingly, the principal signed, and before that we wish him all the best, God bless him, and a signature. When this letter was read, Thomas was filled with so much of confidence and he told with a smiling face, Mama, I will not go to school from tomorrow because if they are not genius, I want to be genius only. Mama, you start teaching me here. And this mom creates a small experimental lab because a few counselors had advised that Thomas cannot see and understand, he cannot listen and understand. He has to make it. That means he has to experiment it. He has to write, he has to experiment. Only then he can learn. That is how Thomas started learning right from the childhood. He was experimenting. Why? The destiny was awaiting That 1500 inventions had to happen. If you would have gone to a school, you would have become one more academic student. Because he did not go to school, he became an academic subject. And his lessons were taught even in primary schools. And that was because our mother decides not to break up his confidence, and he says, you are a genius, you should learn on your own. It so happened, even by the age of 18, 19, he had done a lot of inventions. They are well off. They wanted to shift to a better place. When they wanted to shift, all his old belongings, his toys, his childhood clothes, everything was kept in a trunk. Thomas was very curious. He wanted to see what is there in the truck after 5 years, after 10 years, after 15 years. Somehow it gets out of his mind, and that day when they were shifting, he finds that trunk. He opens the trunk and he's looking at his first uniform which he had brought. He was so happy. He sees his small toys that he used to play around, and he finds that the white letter that mom had read. He finds it. He was very curious because at that time he did not know how to read, but now he knows how to read. He wanted to understand that letter again. Mama, this letter. He comes to Mama and says, Mama, this letter. Mama says, please don't open it. Mama, I want to read it in front of you. Last time you read it in front of me. And he opens the letter. When he opens the letter, he is completely with tears. He comes and he falls on the feet of his mom and he says, Mama, thank you for making me a genius. What does he say? Mama, thank you for making me a genius. All of you repeat. Mama, thank you for making me a genius. Once again. Mama, thank you for making me a genius. Mama knew what he meant, but all of you are confused. Mama, thank you for giving me that confidence I am a genius. Repeat. Mama, thank you for making me believe that I am a genius. Mama, thank you for making me believe that I am a genius. Most of you are not seeing the conviction. You don't want to be a genius. Again I am asking you, Mama, thank you for making me feel I am a genius. Repeat. Mama, thank you for making me feel I am a genius. Again. Mama, thank you for making me feel I am a genius. You should feel that you are a genius, otherwise you cannot become a genius. You should feel you are a topper, otherwise you can never become a topper. You should feel like I am a man built with confidence and with conviction. I am not any of those animals who don't live life out of conviction. They live out of convenience. They also eat, they also sleep, they also drink, and they also reproduce. You are also doing the same thing. What's the difference between you as a living being and they as a living being? You are humans. You should have that conviction. And he looks at that letter and again he reads, Mama, I want to read this confidently in front of you because I know what I am today. And he reads, the letter actually was written something like this. To the parents of Thomas Alva Edison. Your son is a very, very slow learner. Earlier our mother had read it as, your son is a genius. So, he cannot be given the training with normal students. And here, your son is a very, very slow learner and he cannot be given the learning with normal students who are learning better than him. He is a little slow and is mentally little slow, and we find it very difficult to make him understand compared to all other students. So, we request him to be put into a special school, or you should teach him on your own. That's a maximum that could happen. Yours respectfully and the principal's signature. If that letter would have been read as it was to Thomas Alva Edison, that day his confidence would have shattered. And he would have become one such person whom nobody would knew. In the same manner, there is a genius lying in every one of you sitting here. There was a time when Modi was required and he was born. In the same manner, right now there was a time for a lot of people to be living. That is the reason they are living. In the same manner, there was a time Mother Teresa was required and she was born. There was a time we wanted an youngster like Swami Vivekananda and he was born. In the same manner, right now is the time for you and you to be born, and you are born. You are not out of coincidence. It was incidental. Always believe, nothing in life happens out of coincidence. Everything is incident. Everything is incidental. Today the destiny had written, I will come in contact with you, which I also did not know, you also did not know. But the destiny will bring us together. And an opportunity will be given, a cleansing opportunity will be given. Right now I have given you a bath of Mahakumbh 2025. It is an energy that I have poured onto you and I have made you believe you are not meant for small things in life. If an ordinary chaiwala who studied in a school which did not have a name, if he could become what he could become, if a fisherman's son who studied in a school which was never having an electricity and no English medium at all, no teachers at all from there, and in a tribal, forget about schools, there is nothing as home also there. There, if they have made a difference, right now you are a chosen one. You are already in a school called as Sunrise School and you are in a best platform. You will have to just take a leap. When you take a leap, you will reach your destination. So, what kind of right choices you execute will decide what your destination is going to be. So, right now you will have to decide these are all the right choices. Now, spoken about all that, what is the solution? Sir, I don't want to get into starting trouble. I don't want to get into procrastination. I don't want to get into living with the problem. You should repeat. Sir, I don't want to get into, what is the first one? Procrastination. No, what is the first one? Starting trouble. Sir, I don't want to get into the first one. Starting trouble. I don't want to get into the second one. Procrastination. I don't want to get into the third one. Living with the problems. I definitely don't want to have stress. And I know this will lead to giving up. I don't want to give up in life. I have decided I am going to achieve this. Come what may, I shall achieve it irrespective of, in spite of. That should be the objective of each and every one of you. You will have to decide on the goal, hold on to the goal, and making it achievable is not your responsibility. It is the universe's responsibility. But you will have to hold on to the goal. If you give up on the goal, even he cannot help. The moment you decide, I want that, you will have to simply start walking, taking few baby steps. And when you start taking few baby steps, automatically the goal will become yours. But if you give up, you are sending a message and the genie will say, no, 70 is not what you are expecting, 65. Again he will say, your 65 wishing is my command master, you shall get 65. So who was the dushman in making you achieve 90 to 85? You only. Can you be a dose to improve that 95 to 100? You only. Why? Miracles are possible. You still have 2 months to go, 1.5 months to go, even 30 days or 40 days, 45 days. If you start counting right now, if you start putting the right kind of effort, you can definitely push your results for 5 to 10%. It is not at all impossible, it is possible. Because in God's world, there is nothing called as denial. Delay will be there. Repeat, in God's book,
In God's book,
there is nothing like denial. Delay will be there. Why delay is there? Delay is to find out whether you are actually wanting that product with lot of conviction. If you are not wanting that product with lot of conviction, then God doesn't want to give. The rule book is that. So this guy wants something and he wants it seriously. He's not thinking of anything else. He wants it seriously. Then it shall be delivered to you. The universe will do whatever conspiracy possible and it will definitely deliver to you. It's a simple man, like if we are talking about the power of dreams and goals. Dhirubhai Ambani, who started off, we will take his starting point as he was working in a petrol bunk as petrol bunk helper. That means if somebody used to come, used to open and used to pour petrol. That was his job. From there, he thinks of doing a business, and from a 10,000 turnover company to 10,000 crore turnover company, that was his goal. He had already decided, I wanted to achieve it. Nothing could come between him and the goal. So was it a catwalk? Was it a cakewalk? No. It was not a convenient walk. He had lot of obstacles. Hey guys. So he had lot of obstacles. Irrespective of all those obstacles, he did not give up. Hurdles will be a part of your life. If you can hold on to that hurdles, automatically the goals can be made a reality. So what is a goal in simple terms, because that was the topic given? Your dream. That means I want to score 100%. Action steps. What steps are you taking? Malik sir told getting up in the morning, Brahma Muhurta, I'll start studying there. Malik sir told not to waste between the periods, I'll start studying there. And Malik sir also told one more thing which I'll tell you now. We will come. Action steps. If your goal is to score cent% in exam, how exactly the exam happens? If I am trying to understand, how does the exam happen? You and me, everybody knows, exam is where a table is given to you, chair is given to you, question paper is given to you, and you will have to write. But ask yourself, when I am talking about the action steps, are you really preparing like that? No. 90% of your time, you will take the content from the book, put it into your memory. Take the content, put it into your memory. Take the content, put it into the memory. Take the content, put it into your memory. But in exam, are you doing that? No. In exam, you are picking up the content from your memory and putting it on paper. Are you practicing this more or this more? You are not at all practicing this, which is actually required in the exam. You are practicing the other thing, which is not at all going to be your exam schedule. So, a pattern has to be followed, a special smart way of studying should be followed. That is smart studies, we call it as. See, in 1 hour, if at all you are studying, divide that 1 hour into 3 parts. The first 20 minutes, the middle 20 minutes and the last 20 minutes. Can you repeat? The first 20 minutes,
the middle 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes.
For your simple understanding, in 1 hour, if you are going to study for 1 hour, in that 1 hour, the first 20 minutes has to be taking the information, putting into the memory. You open the note, you start going through. Taking information, putting it. You read, you see, whatever you do, you do. You take the information, put it here. Take the information, put it here. Your first cycle is completed. Next, we will come to the middle 20 minutes. After the 20 minutes, what you will have to do? Close the book. Only keep the questions written already in advance. Look at the question and try to answer verbally. Oh, what is the first question? Okay. Oh, what is the answer? What is the second question? What is the answer? You may not get. You can do flip-flop. Open, read it and then close it, try to remember. Open, read it, try to close it, remember. So at least you are making a first attempt of taking information and putting it here. That is happening. Now, the last 20 minutes, what you will have to do, close the book, keep it into the shelf, sit in the same manner how you sit in the exam. You need not have the same chair and table. At least a table of the height what you use in the class and a chair of the height or a stool of the height what you use. Take a pen and paper, take a paper and start writing. For whatever reason, don't go on look into the book. Because that you will not do it in the exam. You may not remember, it's okay. But still seriously sit and seriously study, and this way when you study in the exam it will be easy for you because you are really practicing 40 minutes taking information and putting it into the paper or taking information and recollecting rather than spending 90 minutes just like the first 20 minutes of your practice. So how should be your practice? The first 20 minutes, take the information, put it into the memory. Repeat. Take the information, put it into the memory. Repeat. Take the information, put it into the memory. One more time. Take the information, put it into the memory. The second 20 minutes, close the book, answer few questions verbally. Okay. Second 20 minutes, close the book, answer the questions verbally. Second 20 minutes, close the book, answer the questions verbally. Last 20 minutes, close the book, keep it into the wardrobe. You are not going to open irrespective of. Whatever happens, you are not going to open. Because in the exam, will they allow you to open? No. You will have to remember. You should make a serious attempt to remember because that itself is exercising. What is memory exercising? Trying to remember something which you are not able to remember. If you put little stress, you can. But what happens when you want to give that little stress, you will get into the same routine. Starting trouble, procrastination, leading to the problem, ultimately leading to stress and giving up. I'll tell you how your studies will happen because we have also done the same thing. You open the first chapter, you read everything and you feel like I know everything. And then you close the book, you try to recollect, it will not come. Then what you will say, once I read the second chapter also, no? Then I will do, everything will come. Then you read the second chapter. When first chapter itself has not come, how will the second chapter come? You read the second, you read the third, and you will say, I will do like this. Today it is not coming. Tomorrow it will come. So tomorrow I will recollect. And when the tomorrow comes, you open the book, it will look like everything is fresh. So what is happening? Your illusion of starting trouble, procrastination and tomorrow, starting trouble, procrastination and tomorrow, you will start living with the problem, and finally tomorrow is the examination day, you do the same thing and go to the exam. Your exam will be stressful. A beautiful question was asked by the media person to these Olympian gold medal winners of India, this Olympics 2024, Paris Olympics. They told, did you feel stressed in the actual Olympics? This was the question asked. They told, no, there was no room for stress at all. Why? Because every preparation that was given to us, it had the same condition, and when we were able to give our target, when we were able to meet our target in the practice session, we definitely were very comfortable meeting the target here. There, they had created a little bit more tougher so that this becomes more easier. That is why, in order to build the confidence, not for 7th and 8th, definitely not for 9th also, 10th standard students, they give what is called as preparatory exam. Why? A preparatory exam will be the same exam like it is a final exam, and you will be made to do in the same environment as the final exam, and the paper will be much difficult than the final exam, and the correction also will be much tougher. Means they would have actually corrected it more stricter than the final exam, and when the result comes 90%, the teacher will look up to you, 90 bandide tane, you will score 98, 99 go. Why? Because the paper we create it tougher, and the correction we do it very stricter. If you have done year 90, you will definitely get 95. So the confidence is very high. So tell yourself, if I am going to prepare for my exam which is going to come 8th or 9th or 10th, I will prepare in the manner what sir has told. Which sir has told, in exam I will write without any books, I should recollect. So can I make a practice of trying to recollect? When you do that regularly, you can. Today, teacher gives you an assignment. I'll give you 10 countries. Remember. You will remember 2-3 you may forget. Tomorrow also. Remember 2-3 you may forget. Day after tomorrow you will remember everything. Why? You made a serious attempt to remember. Next day ma'am will give something else. She will ask you to remember. Actually what is happening? You are exercising your memory. Your memory is getting exercised in such a beautiful manner. He is readily getting into a logic where he should be able to remember things. But still, your biggest hurdle of your goal, definitely action plans is okay. Your biggest hurdle is forgetfulness. All of you know, your biggest worry in the exam is forgetfulness. See, assuming I will take up a scenario, you go to an exam. After you go to an exam, you pick up the question paper. You will read the question paper because they have told first 5 minutes you are not going to answer, you are only going to glance the question paper. Your mind is working so positively. Hey, this is from the first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, and the next one, last chapter. I have written this in the second book. Your mind is saying. That means you know no question has come out of the syllabus. And even you need not worry if a question comes out of the syllabus. Why? You need not worry. Public TV Rangnath will take care. That day it will become a big news. SSLC Vidyarthigalige, ಮೊದಲನೇ ಬಾರಿಗೆ question out of the syllabus ಕೊಡಲಾಗಿದೆ. Prime Minister, Education Ministry ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? 5 marks grace, 10 marks grace. They will take care. But nim problem ಏನು? When you read the question, you thought you know everything. When you actually took the pen and you started writing, answers are not coming 100%. If it comes 100%, you will score 100 out of 100. If it comes 80%, you will score 80 out of 100. If it comes 50%, you will score 50 out of 100. If it only comes 30%, you will fail. So where is the problem? Problem is not that you don't know that a topic has been taught and it is out of the syllabus and it was never told by your teacher. I have never written notes on that particular chapter and that particular question has come in the exam. It has never happened in the past. It will never happen in the future also. And whenever it has happened, there has been grace marks given wholesomely to every student. So, where is the problem? When I want to remember, I cannot remember. That is the problem. When I want to remember, I'm not able to remember. The moment I go outside the examination hall, as soon as I go, the answers will come. Tapak, 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 it comes, and you will say, oh, Ganesha. If it would have come, then I would have written the answer. Why it is not coming? Was your preparation to recollect and write? No. How did you prepare? Take information, put it here. Take information, put it here. Take information, put it here. No, actual exam is taking information here and then putting it. So prepare that so that you will get results. And why do we actually forget? Why do we actually forget? Can you write it down? Why do we actually forget? There is one Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. Ebbinghaus is a very famous scientist. Ma'am, till what time I'm supposed to take?
Why do we actually forget?
Yeah, you ask. Yeah, 1 hour is done. If you want, half an hour more, I would be happy. But if there is a constraint, you can always let me know. Guys, there is a beautiful explanation of why do we actually forget. Is forgetting a curse or a boom? Okay, can you write it down? Is forgetting a gift or a curse? Now, Mariyodu, adondu shapana, adondu varana. This is the question we will like to ask. Whatever we forget, is it actually
Curse. It's not curse.
what was the question you wrote? Is forgetting a curse or a gift? Let me answer in both the perspective. Forgetting is sometimes a curse, sometimes it is a gift. Sometimes what you want to forget, you should forget. Otherwise, what happens? If it gets into your mind, it will be difficult for you to actually come to the terms. Assuming one of your great grandmother who was very close to you, all of a sudden when she passes away, your mind is not capable of taking it. You will get into depression. And when you get into depression because you are trying to remember her, she is not, and you are not able to even live a minute without her, it is bothering you. At that particular time, if the parents take you to a counselor, the counselor will automatically say, I think there is something seriously wrong because he is very attached, he is not able to forget his grandma. So, Nivan Kelsa Madi, take him to a new place where no memories of grandmother will fall in his head. When he goes to school, grandmother is not there. So there he will not remember his grandmother. Let him go to school. But from school, let him not come to the same place because this place will remind him about his grandmother. Or if you have time, shift him to a new place. Let him stay in a new place so that no memories, no pictures, no audios or nothing should get into his mind which can remind him about his grandmother. Slowly after few months or few days he will become okay. Few months he will be normal. Why? Because we want to forget. So at that point of time forgetting is important. But in the exam when the question is given and you are about to write the answer, if you forget it is definitely a curse. So there if I don't want to forget, you will have to understand this Ebbinghaus for forgetting curve. What is this Ebbinghaus for forgetting curve says? This is what I told, starting trouble, procrastination, living with the problem, ultimately leading to stress and giving up. So when we talk about Ebbinghaus for forgetting curve, we will be understanding why do we actually forget. There are three kinds of memory that we utilize in our day-to-day basis. One is, please write down, one is sensory memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. SENSORY, it's a sensory memory, short-term memory, long-term memory. Long-term memory can also be considered as a permanent memory. So we have three types of memories. When we talk about computers, we are also a computer. So our memory is of three types. One is the sensory memory. The sensory memory is the first place of your memory where all the information that comes through our five sensory organs, what I see, what I hear, okay, what I smell, okay, what I taste, the touch, what I feel, all these which comes through our sensory sensory systems, that gets into our sensory memory. Now whatever I am talking, through your ears you are able to see, you are able to listen. Whatever is displayed you are able to see. That means that information is going and storing in some place. But that information which stores in some place, it is not going to be for more than 3, 4 or 5 or 6 seconds. After that it will automatically diminish. That means it will be removed from that place. If you want that to be removed, to be stayed at least a little bit, then you will have to put it into a place called as short-term memory. You will have to do revision. Sometimes I come very close to you and I ask you to repeat few lines 3 times. Why do I ask you to do 3 times? When you have told 3 times, you have done a revision for 3 times. From the sensory memory, you are pushing it to short-term memory. Short-term memory, it will stay for hours. But after a few hours, there is a chances that you will forget. So what you will have to do, that is why we say, can you do revision, can you prepare notes, can you go through the notes. When you do multiple such rehearsal, then it will go to long-term memory. If you can see, the image is changing. As the image is changing, you will start seeing what exactly happens. We will start from the environmental stimuli. Okay. Now information retrieval has happened, exam and interview skills has happened. Now we are there. Now we will start. From the environmental stimuli, the information is passing to the sensory memory. From the sensory memory, it goes to short-term memory. But in the short-term memory, if I do a little bit of revision, rehearsal, it will go to long-term memory. And in the long-term memory, to retain it in the long-term memory also, you should do multiple revision. When you do multiple revision at any point of time, that information can come to short-term memory and that information can be retrieved during the exam, during the interview, during the viva. So, the ultimate solution to all is, can you do multiple revision? If you don't do multiple revision, there is a tendency that you will forget. This is how the Ebenius curve works. Assuming today your science teacher has taught you some very important topic, and after she has done the topic, she makes an announcement. 60 days from now, this topic I am going to give you a test. She has already fixed the date. So how should your preparation be? You have 60 days and you have a target, that test. After 5 days, when you look at here, these are number of days and these are number of, this is the chapter, this is the days. After the 5th day, you will have to do first revision. After the 10th day, from the day the class was done, you will have to do the second revision. After 30 days, the third revision. Maybe after 60 days, you do one revision, you go to the test, you will do it perfectly okay. Why? Because you are already prepared. But most of the time what happens, today you read the chapter, or mostly after 5 days if you read, after 60 days you will not remember anything, only 5% you will remember. Why? You have not revised. So revision plays a very important role. Only when you consistently revise, that topics will get into the permanent memory, that is long-term memory, so that anytime people ask you, you can remember. If I say 9 nines are, you will never forget, it will immediately come. 7 twos are, 6 8s are, 4 5s are, everything comes. If I say 19 6s are, no. Why? 19 6s is never practiced by you as much as you have practiced from 2 1s are to 9 1s are. So, the more rehearsal, the more revision you do, it goes and stays in your permanent memory. When it goes into long-term memory and something called as permanent memory, you will never forget. It will be there with you for a lifetime. So, that skill sets you will have to learn. Now we spoke about the problems like starting trouble, procrastination, living with the problem, ultimately leading to stress. Now what is the solution for that? We will look for a small solution before we could wind up. The solution for all that problem would be, if I have a procrastination problem, if I have a starting trouble problem, the only way I can always overcome that is okay. So please write down plan and organize. Plan and organize. If your goal has to be achieved and you want to achieve irrespective of, you should work according to a plan and you should have a plan already created. And you should organize yourself and work according to the plan. See, whenever you talk about your schooling, your school already has a plan and a timetable is given to you well in advance before you join your 8th standard first day only. What does the school say? This is the time when the first test will be done. For the first test, so many chapters are there. For the second test, so many chapters are there. Second test date is also announced. Midterm date is also announced. And after that, one more test date is also announced. Preparatory date is also announced. Final exam date is also announced. Now, exactly when you look at this, there is a plan. And exactly according to the plan, you will have to start organizing. When you go like that, your entire stream of how you prepare for the exam will be so much neatly scheduled. There is no place for confusions at all. Your starting trouble, procrastination, living with the problem, leading to stress and ultimately giving up. Why all these are happening? Because you are misorganized. When you can organize yourself in a perfect manner, when there is no misorganization, definitely any goal can be achievable. So what we will have to do, when we say attitude, plan and organize, there are three simple concepts. First we will say and then you can write. There is a time for everything and everything in its time. Can you repeat? There is a time for everything and everything in its time only. Repeat. There is a time for everything and everything in its time only. And the second one, there is a place for everything and everything in its place only. Repeat. There is a place for everything and everything in its place only. Repeat. There is a place for everything and everything in its place only. And the third one, there is a right way for everything and everything in the right way only. There is a right way for everything and everything in its right way only. Let me explain. There is a time for everything. I told you, wake up time is fixed. 4 o'clock alarm rings. I know it is a Brahma Muhurta. I know it is the most energetic time of the entire 24 hours. Let me get up and let me start studying. There is a time for everything and everything should be done in that time. So like that, you should have a fixed wake up time. You should not be confusing yourself getting into starting trouble. You should always know there is a morning routine which is fixed. 4 o'clock I get up, from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock I am going to study. I will do nothing else other than studies. And 7 o'clock I'll take a bath and 7:30 I'll have my breakfast, 7:45 I'll leave my home and from 7:45 to 8 I'll reach the destination, that is my school. And in the school the routine is already fixed. Between the periods I'll find time, I'll upgrade, I will do revision. In the so-called lunch time I don't need 1 hour of lunch break. I'll see to it I concentrate there also on studies, because every minute that you put on studies will start reflecting in your goal of what marks you are going to score in your final. So, let me invest as much time as possible only for that activity called as studies. That is done, and evening as soon as I come back from my school, without wasting any time, I will freshen up and I will sit and I will start studying until my mom gives me something. If I need to help her, none of your parents during your exam time will ask for any kind of help from you. I also know. They only want and they have only one objective: my sons should study well, my daughter should study well, and they should be on the top. So you study until they offer you coffee, you study until they offer you dinner, and after dinner fix a time. At 10 o'clock I am going to go to bed, and from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock you still have 6 hours. There is a time for sleep and the time for sleep is fixed. You are not going to change the time come what may. And when you are studying in the morning, there is a time there also, and there is a right way, wrong way also. What I mean by right way, I woke up at 4 o'clock first because I am looking fresh. Let me study the most difficult chapters first, difficult subjects first, slowly, and then I will take up the easy subjects. It will be easy to conquer. So routine is fixed. The right way is choosing the subject, and the right way is first 20 minutes, middle 20 minutes,
Last
20
20
minutes. How will I use that? First 20, middle 20, last 20. That is the right way. I'll use the right way. Closing the books and recollecting, that is what is going to help me in the exam. That is the right way. That right way. And there is a place for studies also. You cannot sit in front of TV and then study. You can't sit in a place where there is a lot of noise and then study. There is a right place for everything, and everything in that right place only. That discipline also has to be followed. The right place and the right way is sitting in a chair which is as tall as what you sit in the examination or in your classroom. Sitting in a small bench, let it be a plastic one, or let it be a wooden prank which is kept at the height of what you sit in the school, and there only you should practice, because that practice will equip you so beautifully that you will be able to score the real marks what you really want there. And more of writing should be practiced, because in exam you write. But writing, is it painful? Yes. So when it pains, what is the logic you put? Initial pain is going to give me permanent pleasure. So what I will do, if it is painful, let me do it. Why? Every painful activity now will give me pleasure. So there is a right way and there is a wrong way. There is a time for everything, everything in its time. There is a place for everything, everything in its place. There is a right way for everything, everything in the right way only. If these three logics can be followed, automatically your studies will go so smooth that you will definitely benefit out of it. That is one. And why do we forget? We forget because we are not revising. And we forget because regular revision has not happened, so that my content will go and stay in my permanent memory. If I don't want to forget, what should I do? Do multiple revision. If I don't want to forget, what should I do? I should do multiple revision. If I want to forget, we taught. If I don't want to forget, exactly reverse you will have to do. What did the counselor advise when your grandmother had passed away and you were under stress? The counselor told, yav photo no avnige our grandmother nenepu tarbaardu. Yavde utensils agli, place agli, it should not bring in the memory of his grandmother. But if you want to remember, every place should remind you about some subjects of the other. That means when I get into a 10th standard school student home, as soon as I enter, I should see a big chat. Yeah, nimaga 10th ottidana, I should ask, and they should say yes. Why? He has created a big chart of science, social, maths, important formulas. I go to his room and I open, there also he has pasted lot of things. I look at the fan, on the ceiling also he has written some things. On his desk there is lot of cue cards which is helping him to revise. So if you don't want to forget, you should identify and find these in all the places where you see, and lot of such input should consistently come. Even while you are doing audio revision is always good. Use an headphone if you have read it loudly. Listen to your own reading again and again, so that anything that you listen multiple times is something like a revision. It will actually help you to memorize very, very quickly. We never had these electronic gadgets. You are gifted with such an electronic gadgets that whenever you revise loudly, if you are an auditory student, who is an auditory student? Who doesn't actually see and understand. He needs to read loudly, only then it gets into his memory. So for them what we say, you do group studies, it works. And also simultaneously record all this, because it will not take too much of space, and listen to it during your free time when you don't have time to actually sit and study. If you are traveling during that time, if you are sitting in some remote place and you have nothing to do, there is no availability of the books, they listening to your own studies, what you have done again and again, it automatically puts you in a memory zone where it automatically goes into permanent memory and you will not forget. And stress busters are important. I told you, you are disturbed by your sensory memory. Why? Sensory memory keeps collecting information consistently from all the 5 sensory organs. That can actually create a small disturbance or a resistance while you are studying also. So what should you do? Before you actually sit for studies, you should actually free up your sensory organs. Your sensory organs should be so free, and it should be only focused towards what you are studying. So there is one beautiful practice of Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. We will do that, and with that we will conclude. In yoga there are a lot of asanas which may definitely help you to improvise your memory, work on your memory techniques. help you to revise much better, help you to recollect much better. For that, you should have a very calm and peaceful mind. Because in turbulence, nothing will be visible. I get you a container, I put some color coins, I call one of you and I'll ask you, please pick up the color which I ask you to pick up. You will say, yes sir, I will do it. But if I create some turbulence, I will just round it a little, I'll put some mud so that it gets mixed and it is no more transparent. Then if I ask you, can you do it? No sir, there is no clearness there, clarity is not there. I'm not able to see with clarity. So your mind also creates such resistance. So you will have to calm your mind. All 5 sensory organs will have to be calm. And then when you actually sit for studies, it works wonders. This is a 5 minutes activity. We will practice that. You write that last note and then you can close your book. Shenmukhi Brahmari Prana Yama. Shenmukhi Brahmari Prana Yama. All of you would have heard about this Brahmari. Brahmari is a small black bee, that humming bee, which creates a humming sound. Actually, you should know, vibration is considered as the most highest penetrative energy that we have. Any vibrations can create miracles. So, if you can actually vibrate your entire spinal cord, your mind and your entire body, and just you're refreshing everything, cleansing all the, what we call it as transporting nerves, it can create such a bliss that after that when you sit and focus for studies, it works miracle. And before that, what are the distractions when you are studying? Assuming you are studying very close to the kitchen, that's the reason we told you there is a vastu, there is a place for everything in its place only. You should pick up one place for studies and you should always study there. You should pick up one time for studies and religiously always make your studies there only. You should see the right way of studying and always do it in that right way only. Sleeping and studying, on the sofa trying to study, sitting abruptly and then trying to study, all this will not work. So here, there will be distractions which your 5 sensory organs will keep on getting input. You should avoid that and say, now I am focusing on studies, I don't want anything else to bother me. That's why we do this Brahmari Pranayama. Brahmari is to cleanse your entire spinal cord, your mind, your entire body. We create an humming sound. First we will do 5 rounds of Brahmari. One practice I'll give you. You will have to inhale. While you exhale, open your mouth and you will have to create an hum sound. When I say then, you will have to close your eyes. So inhale. This is that vibration. Then when I ask you to do, you will have to close your eyes. Now keep your eyes open. After doing 5 rounds of this normal Brahmari Pranayama, we will go for Shenmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. So taking our 5 sensory organs under our control. We are distracted because of what we see. I'm studying something passes like this. Uncle Banbitro, you are studying something. Okay, mom is preparing dosa or a jamun. Yesterday my brother ate 2 jamuns. Today I will eat first, and then you are studying something. Okay, the music in the neighbor's house or in your own TV, it creates a distraction in you. All of a sudden some smell comes. I think brother has not put water in the restroom. It is smelling very badly. Or Anmantu has given one puss and it is smelling here also. So all these are creating a distraction in your mind. You will have to tell, I don't want this distraction, I will have to sit. Hey, chili agtide, you should not feel that distraction. Seke agtide, you should not feel that distraction. So, see to it, no such resistance should come. Wear a comfortable dress while you are studying for long hours, sit comfortably and then you will have to do. This is Shenmukhi Brahmari. How do we do Shenmukhi? You will open up your fingers, your index finger will close your eyes, both your index finger, and your thumb will close your ears. You won't insert it here. Those who are wearing spectacles, keep it down. And then once I practice, then we will go in the flow. Okay? Your index finger on your eyes. Okay, your middle finger on both the nostrils. And your ring finger on the upper lip. And your little finger on the lower lip. You got the positioning? Now open your eyes, look at me. This is the positioning. Ears, when we are doing, you will have to close it like this. Just close it like this. Okay. Nostrils on the nostrils. You need not press, a gentle press will do. When you inhale, leave little space, inhale. You will have to exhale. That will be the 5 rounds of exhale. You will feel like you are detached from everything. You will feel like you are not sitting on the chair also, you are just floating. That feeling you get because your sensory organs is not able to feel even your chair. When you are pressing yourself, you are trying to feel only yourself. Your saliva is only tasting and saliva is not so tasteful also. There is no neutral taste there. So you are not distracted by this. By closing your ears, you are not distracted by what you are listening. By closing your eyes, you are not distracted by what you are seeing also. It is a perfect position. Like that, 5 rounds. Then after that, you will come for a Dhyana Mudra. Your index finger and your thumb should touch each other. All the 3 other fingers should be straight in one line and you should keep it on your lap. Okay, and then you will have to close your eyes. And I will give an instruction asking you to lift your head so that you are facing 30 degrees. This is fully 90 degrees, 45 degrees, 30 degrees. So that your focus should be between your 2 eyebrows. That is called as your third eye. Your focus should be there. Okay. There I will give you certain introspections. I will try to create a certain manifestation and then we will wind up. I will ask you, please slowly and gently open your eyes. Until then you are not going to open. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now sit straight. Don't lean back. How will you do that? You are sitting at the edge, means at the back of the chair. Come to the front position. Come to the front. Keep your foot flat on the ground. Your foot flat on the ground. Done? Okay, now if you are sitting at the back, it's not, your spinal cord is not erect. Come towards the edge of the chair and there should be a 90-degree angle. Your foot should be at 90-degree angle. Your kneecap at a 90-degree angle. Okay, your back at a 90-degree angle. Your hands at a 90-degree angle. This is how your position is. You are not towards the edge of the chair. If you have your books, you can keep it down, just below the chair. So come towards the front portion of the chair. Front. Okay, done? Now we will go for the Brahmari. You keep your palms open only and then you will go for first 5 rounds of Brahmari Pranayama. Okay, everybody inhale. Close your eyes. Inhale. Inhale. Fourth round, deep inhale. Don't open your eyes. Open up your fingers and come to Shanmukhi. Close your eyes with your index finger. Close your eyes with your index finger. Your thumb should be closing your ears. Keep your spectacles down or wearing the spectacles. Your index finger on your eyes. Your middle finger on both the nostrils, both the side of the nostrils. Your ring finger on the upper lip. And your little finger on the lower lip, on your just above the chin. Your little finger on the lower lip. Now inhale. Inhale. Deep inhale. Inhale. slowly bring your palms down in Dhyana Mudra. I told you, don't open your eyes. Your index finger and your thumb touching each other on your thighs. All the other three fingers straight. And just keep your eyes closed and listen to what I say. And try to introspect, try to understand, and whatever I say should be you're saying to God. You're saying to the universe. Oh great God, thank you so much for giving me this wonderful birth as a human. Oh God, I know I could have been born as any such living creature, even a microorganism which is not visible to our naked eye. I'm so blessed that you have given me this beautiful life as a human being. ದೇವ್ರೆ ಬಹುಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠವಾದ ಜನ್ಮ ಈ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಜನ್ಮ. After such a long years, we get such a Manusha Janma. I'm very thankful for that. Oh God, thank you so much for such a loving mother and such a loving and caring father. I know there are a lot of kids who don't have parents. Either they are without a mother or without a father, or both of them not with them. How they would have lived their life as an orphan or an orphan. Thank you so much, oh God, for such a loving mother. Thank you so much, oh God, for such a caring father. I'm so blessed. Oh God, thank you so much for these beautiful eyes. I can see. I know there are a lot of kids, there are a lot of adults, there are a lot of aged ones. How they would have lived their life being blind. And there are a lot of rank students who are blind and they are scored rank. I'm aware of it, God. But let me not forget to tell thank you for such a two beautiful eyes. Oh God, thank you so much for such a smart brain. I know if I'm studying in whatever standard I am, it is only because my mind is smart enough. He can read, he can write, he can understand. He is able to do all this process and he is not slow. I've heard an example of Thomas Alva Edison. I am blessed that I am smart. With this smartness, I commit to you, God. I'll work hard, I'll work with conviction, I'll see to it I give results. I'll make my parents feel proud and make you feel proud that your creation of human has not gone waste. Oh God, thank you so much for such beautiful hands and legs, strong hands and legs. I can stand, I can walk, I can run. I can use my hands to do a lot of things. I know there are a lot of kids, a lot of adults who are handicapped, either with no arms, no legs, or one arm and one leg. How they would have managed their entire life. I'm so blessed, oh God, for such a beautiful gift. Oh God, thank you so much, my heart is beating. I know I am healthy. I wouldn't have realized how healthy I was if I wouldn't have visited this Narayana hospital, because I wanted a permission to celebrate New Year. When I went to the doctor and I told, there were 20 kids in the ward. I wanted to give a personal gift with their name actually printed on the gift. When I went and took the permission of the doctor told, I'm very sorry. In another 2 months a new year would come. I really don't have any guarantee that any of these kids will make up till then, because the ward what I had gone was a place where these patients, so-called kids of 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, their heart had some problem and they did not know how long the heart would support them. I know, oh God, I have an healthy heart. I'm so much blessed, I'm so much filled with thanks that I can live a healthy life. I can definitely not say this new year I will not be able to see. Thank you so much for that, oh God. Thank you so much. Oh God, I know there are a lot of kids who are deprived of going to a school because their parents could not afford. Either they were orphans, they were left to handle themselves, and they would have become beggars, they would have become workers because the parents were so poor they couldn't support themselves. Oh God, thank you so much that I am blessed. I am attending a school which is such a beautiful and a nice school. Thank you for the Sunrise School, and I am so blessed to have been gifted with this school. Today I promise, oh God, with all these facilities, I think I will work very hard and work very sincerely to see to it that these gifts are cherished. And I promise you today, I am going to make use of it in a very positive manner. So you have told me a lot of beautiful things. I know today was a class that was destined in my destination, and today's class, let me tell you from the bottom of my heart, it has transformed me. I have understood a lot of means by which I can become better. I have understood the power behind how a child became a prime minister. The power and the consideration and the confidence and the conviction of how a tribal woman becomes the president, and how a fisherman's son becomes the greatest scientist, and how a mentally slow child, Thomas Alva Edison, invents 1,500 inventions. If all these are true and it is going to be possible, I know I am born in this world to do some miraculous things. And I promise you today, I will hunt for that miracle and I will see to it I achieve it. My immediate goal right now would be the exam which I am going to face shortly. I promise you God, I will work so sincerely and I have a target. This is my percentage. Please help me to achieve this percentage. Oh genie, I am ordering you. This is the percentage what I want. So your reply shall be, your wish is my command master, and this percentage will be delivered. I will not give up this percentage come what may. I will follow the routine of getting up early in the morning at 4 o'clock and follow the routine of sleeping late by 10 and seeing to it my timetable is fixed for everything in my life till the exam date is announced. I will give up social media, I will give up festivals, I will give up marriages, I will give up functions, I will give up every possible thing that could be a time waster between me and my results or my exam, and I promise I'll sincerely work towards my exam. With all this, I want to wind up once again telling you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, God. Thank you so much. I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. Now slowly bring your palms and rub your palms to generate sufficient heat. Press it hard, rub it hard, press it hard, rub it hard. And very, very slowly and gently rub on your forehead, on your eyes, on your chin, on your cheek, on your chin, and very, very slowly, please open your eyes. Thank you, love you all so much, wishing you a great exam and a great mark. So big round of applause. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. Thank you, love you all so much. How was the class?